She changed the fashion game.
Yeah.
She changed the music game.
Yes.
She changed the culture game.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Wait, she changed the ad-lib game.
Yes.
Can I get a yeah?
I'm well within my rights, especially as an artist, to advance this, to tell where does this story go now. I don't have a vision for the Sho Madjozi brand per se, but I have a vision about what I want to do with everything that I do in my life, which is to kind of imagine what would a young African woman be, what would she wear, what would she do to her hair, etc., if she was not interrupted, let's say, by colonialism or apartheid. So it's about reimagining, like, you know, what's actually is to be young, fly, and African. I read all my life. I wrote since a very, very young age. All kinds of writing. Poetry, short stories, plays, raps. Actually, I used to say, like, no, I only started rapping recently, but a friend of mine reminded me that we used to sit in class and write these battle raps against each other. So we would battle rap, but in class on paper. And and I remember that. So I never really saw myself like, oh, you know, before this I was a poet and now I'm this. No, I'll always write poetry. I need poetry for a different reason than I need rap, you know. I really enjoy writing screenplays. I need that for a different reason. I use it for a different reason than I use rap or poetry, but I'll always do all at the same time. For me, I'm a writer all around. But so I grew up where basically, like, my grandmother doesn't speak English, and a lot of my cousins don't really speak English, and my aunts and uncles and things like that. So it wasn't really making a lot of sense. Like, why would I be using a language that, like, no one in my family even, like, that a lot of people in my family don't even understand, or in my village. So that's why for me, like, Xitsonga, but also in that medium, like, music will always reach more people, you know? And to show those kids that you can do anything.
The word Shibani means the Xitsonga traditional dance skirt.
I decided to make the documentary, The History of Shibani, to kind of prove something to a lot of different people. I mean, my whole style and career has been really, let's say, it's been rebellious from both ends, right? So it's rebellious against the people who think, like, you can only dress westernized only. But it's not like I'm completely accepted within Xitsonga traditionalists either. There's a lot of very traditional Tsonga people who feel that, oh, I wear my Shibelani too short, and, like, that's not how I should wear it and stuff. So I wanted to prove that Shibelani has evolved. It has been short before. It's been very long. It's been very short. It's been made out of different materials. It was cloth and then beaded, and then it was like what's that thing called, like sack, and then it became wool, and then it went back to cloth. So it's evolved. Even the lengths have evolved because of different reasons, like the arrival of missionaries, where they banned Shibelani completely. Then when it came back from that, it was very long, you know. So, but before that, my grandmother was wearing a Shibelani shorter than the one that I wear. And I wanted to prove that there's been a history of it. And me, as a young Tsonga person, I have every right to also be part of evolving it to the next stage. I'm here to say, well, this is what, like, Shibelani is now. This is what Tsonga attire is now. I think at the moment, Africa is the next big thing, culturally speaking. That includes musically, fashion, in all these respects. Africa is like the it place right now. It's like trending, and everybody knows that it's trending. And I wish I could tell all African artists that, so that, like, you don't just get excited over some, like, small offer that sounds exciting because maybe they never used to be Africans on this level, or we never used to be taken seriously. Just know that everybody wants us now. Everybody wants what we're doing right now. and it's going to be that way for the next 10 years at least. And the only thing that we can do is make sure that it happens in such a way that it doesn't abuse Africans, that it doesn't abuse African artists, that it doesn't devalue our culture.
I like it when you call on the FaceTime, yeah. Your face make me wanna feel better, yeah. I like it when you call on the bed.
For me, I'm working with a really cool local clothing store now. And I was very clear from the start that like there's no way we are like producing like Shibani without it literally being made by my people. There's no way it's now going to be made in a factory somewhere or whatever. Definitely not in my name, you know. And so we came up with this really cool project where, you know, these women in my village are gonna make a certain amount and whatever, and then they're gonna be sold there. But you have to keep people's integrity. Like, our culture is literally our wealth, you know. Don't let people just take that for near nothing. I like the shako a lot. It's very swagged out, and also like it's a dance move. For sure, it's like a stunt. The question is, am I gonna die after that? Because that depends. I'll get a tattoo. Well, I think the South African tabloids kind of made it a much bigger deal than it was, where I basically, at Katraynada's after party, it was honestly really boring at that time. I went on stage to entertain, you know, to bring the party up a little bit. And of course, when the bouncer came to remove me from the stage, I started twerking on him, and that was like also really like fun for everyone involved. I didn't see a problem with it, that's why I even posted about it. But I think anyone who was surprised by that just doesn't know what I'm singing about in my songs. Because the whole time in my music, I'm like, guys, I'm really ratchet, and all I want to do is dance and party, and I literally won't leave a party unless you kick me out, which is what happened there. So I think when, like, you know, I think the first like publication that came out and said like, oh, Sho Madjozi gets kicked off this stage at this party, I think every Tonga person was like, well, yeah, duh. That's what she's been telling you.
Wakanda forever.